Does anyone remember the KLF?
This is Radio Freedom.
KLF is gonna rock ya. 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 Cause you have to move to the flow of the BD black. Face ballistics. I'm gonna kick this hard. And you can catch it down with the crew. Talking about the moon. Justified ancient liberation. Zulu. Got to teach and everything you learn. No point to the fact that time is eternal. KLF is gonna rock ya. Sample City through Grand Central. Basic, bass kick, elemental swings, brings new technology. The K, the L, the F, anthology, the force coming down with mayhem. Looking at my watch, time 3 a.m. Got to see that everywhere I turn will point to the fact that time is eternal. KLF is gonna rock ya. KLF is gonna rock ya. KLF is gonna rock ya. Got to see that everywhere I turn will point to the fact that time is eternal.
The KLF was the brainchild of Bill Drummond, who was a refugee from the British punk scene, which morphed its way into the indie rock scene and later ironically spawned dance music. Drummond took the DIY ethos of punk and, along with his partner Jimmy Corti, would play a large part in the introduction of sampling and mixing in mainstream music. The KLF peaked in 1991 with their White Room album, which did end up getting a little bit watered down by the constant remixes of the singles. It was experimental in nature enough that these type of remixes surely encouraged others to try their hand at this kind of thing themselves, and making this type of music that you didn't have to necessarily spend years learning an instrument to have a go at and be able to create something musically. The technical revolutions constantly taking place at this time meant that more equipment was available to more people and anyone who could figure out how to use it. Now, when Manchester happened and ecstasy entered the scene, beats and mind-blowing chemicals combined. There's a couple of good pieces on YouTube that I will include in the description with links that are worth checking out if that's your kind of thing, as it is kind of mine. When I first heard 3am Eternal, it was in 1989, probably at a club, and it was the original version, and it grabbed me so much, particularly the female vocal melody. The rapping didn't stand out to me too much at the time, as it wasn't my kind of thing. Then the heavily remixed version came out in 1991, reaching number one in the UK. Now, in 2025, sounds better than ever. Tell me I'm lying. I prefer most of the live at Trans Central mixes, as I find them mostly punchier than the originals would have allowed for at the time of recording. The next song, What Time Is Love, in many ways continues to capitalise on the formula of the day that would emerge. Driving beats, relentless synth, although the KLF didn't give up on guitars, and an entwined vocal performance featuring a man rapping and a woman on vocals, and occasionally rapping too. See my 2 Unlimited video for more.
Right now it's time to bring out the jams, motherfuckers!
The lyrics will flow, yo, for the words I speak. Rap is weak, so I teach and I reach. A positive vibe, a way of life is how I'm living. So get hyped to the rhythm. KLF is the crew you hear, yeah. Design a bomb, I just won't fear. Back to react, enough is enough. Let me ask you a question. What time is love? What time is love? What time is love? What time is love? I make you shake to, break you, take to, right in the path for what they call the moo-moo. KLF, boy, we come rough. Bring the break. What time is love? What time is love? Love, 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 love. What time is love? Past the mic. What time is love? What time is love? What time is love? What time is love?
These are all bangers, if you ask me. And this next song, Last Train to Trans Central, just do yourself a favour and turn it up.
Okay, everybody, lie down on the floor and keep calm.
KLF is about. Also known as the justified ancients of New Moon. Furthermore known as the jams.
Now for the one extra on this project, I deliberately left this till last as technically it isn't the KLF, but it is. Only it was a project that they dubbed the Time Lords. And the song is of course called Doctor and the TARDIS because they didn't do any other songs as the Time Lords. It hit #1 in the UK when it was released for a whole week, but its legacy lives on. Now it's a mixture of the Doctor Who theme as well as Gary Glitter's rock and roll and a song by The Sweet. It's a perfect example of sampling and mixing and how it created new creative license for musicians and budding artists. So here it is, Doctor and the TARDIS. Please like and subscribe.
Doctor Who, Doctor Who, the TARDIS, Doctor Who.